That makes a lot of sense. There is another transfer story that involves Arsenal and Chelsea today. I wanted to get opinions on. I saw it in Football.London that Arsenal have made contact with Chelsea over the possibility of signing Madueke for £28 million.
Yep.
Would you take him, Giuseppe, at £28 million to Arsenal as backup to Saka?
Yep. I've been one of the guys that I rate him, man. I rate him a lot. I think as a backup to Saka, someone to come off the bench, he's quality. I think he's I think he's underrated at Chelsea. People just hate on him for some reason. I had an argument with someone today, debate. They were saying, "Oh, but you take him, but you wouldn't take Mudryk." I was like, "What are we doing here, man? How are you talking about Madueke and Mudryk at the same level?" But like for me, I'd take him 28 million as well. I think that's a decent price. I don't know what the Chelsea boys think about us taking him, but I think he's been their best winger pre-season as well. So yeah, I'd 100% take him, and I think
I'm not a fan. He's had a lot of injury issues in his career, and he's 22 years old, and he's not really produced enough to show me that he's going to make that big of a difference. I think if we brought Madueke, we just have a better dribbler version of Nelson on that side, and he won't get much game time or opportunity to continue to develop. I think best choice for him, if he was to go somewhere, to actually play and to continue to develop. And if he came to Arsenal, he'd be more of a hindrance than a help.
Yeah, but you need to at some point get used to seeing Saka on the bench. He can't play.
Madueke can't bench Saka.
No, but he can't play every minute of every game of every season. He will burn out.
One second. That's what Messi does. That's what Ronaldo do. I'm not saying Saka is those guys, but I'm saying
you're talking two players out of 50,000.
Rooney also done that, and his body broke down. Ali also done that, and his body broke down.
Madueke's body breaks down. He played 16 games, 15 games for PSV throughout his career.
You're missing the point, Miguel. No one's talking about Saka being benched by Madueke for long periods of time. They're talking about, do you know what? This Premier League game at home against bottom of the league, we've got 3 points after 8 games. You can start Madueke. Now, when it comes to Messi and Ronaldo,
I don't think it's an improvement.
Yeah, but then you can.
He's definitely better than Reece Nelson. He's better than Reece Nelson.
Based on what?
Based on his dribbling ability, based on his output, he is better than Reece Nelson. He's better than Reece Nelson.
He's better than Reece Nelson.
Terry, output. I think Reece Nelson had a season where he got that many goals.
Gal, why are you chatting, bro? Stop. This is a joke.
What? One second.
It's a joke. No, I'm not letting you do that.
Reece Nelson played 11 games. 11 games for Arsenal.
Hang on, guys. One at a time so the viewers can hear. Sorry, start again, please, Gal, because we couldn't hear.
Reece Nelson played 11 games for Arsenal in 2022-2023 season and got 5 GA. Madueke, you guys are telling me is an upgrade and is better than him. Played 23 games for a Chelsea side where he's basically given the ball and said, do whatever you want, and could only muster 5 goals and 2 assists. Yes, he's a better dribbler. Yes, he is younger and has a potential higher ceiling. But in my opinion, we are basically just signing another problem from Chelsea, another player who needs to be developed. And I think it would be better off to sign a much more experienced player who has shown a level of production that would benefit us immediately than sign Madueke and just go and get a sideways step from Reece Nelson. I don't think it's an improvement. I think it's a sideways step and another project.
Can I say something? When you look at Chelsea, first of all, they're different level to us right now. Last season as well, the seasons that you're talking about, they've been a toxic club with apparently a manager that's not great from the Chelsea fans, and they've done crap. Like, you're talking about Reece Nelson in an Arsenal team that's firing all guns blazing, and he's got 5 GA. The fact is, Havertz come into Arsenal last season after producing nothing for Chelsea, and you've seen what's happened.
Oh, we've seen the quality from Havertz. We've never seen the quality from Madueke, my brother.
I think I personally have, though. I personally have. For Chelsea, bro, watching Chelsea, like when you watch him, he's pretty clinical as well. When he gets there, when he actually is in front of goal, he's actually pretty clinical as well. I actually think he's good. Like, I think he's so underrated. I think he's one of Chelsea's most underrated players. I liked him. We watched him against for PSV against us, and he come on and he caused us issues because why? He's got lightning pace. You can't compare him to Reece Nelson. I'm sorry, him coming off the bench for Arsenal.
Pace and dribbling doesn't mean you're a better player. I want effective players. I don't want players who have certain parts of their game and still need to be delivering other things.
Yeah, can ask you
if you guys want somebody to back up Saka, I want somebody who can actually push him. I don't think Madueke can push him. I think Madueke is more of the same of what we already have. Another player with potential who hasn't reached it yet. And I don't want more potential. I'm simply saying right now, if we're going to sign somebody with potential, they have to have at least shown a level of quality and production for them to come into this team and make us better. Madueke does not make Arsenal better. Madueke gives us more of the same of what we have.
What he does give you, Miguel, though. What my point originally was not about him starting over Saka. Is about the drop off in quality between Saka and Reece Nelson. For me, is night and day.
It's the same. If you bring in Madueke,
Madueke is playing in a team last season where they literally at times did not have a functioning midfield. They turned up at the Emirates and got steamrolled in a different environment under a different coach with different coaches, different training. You probably would see a lot more out of Madueke. The point I was trying to make in the first place is Bukayo Saka. Man City do not start Foden and De Bruyne every single game of every single season because there has to be a level of rotation. If Bukayo Saka plays 50 games next season and the season after that, by the time he's 28, he'll be made of glass and broken. We saw it happen by the time Rudy got to 29, 30, he started picking up a lot more injuries.
But that doesn't mean just sign anybody because they're 30 million and they're 22.
It doesn't make sense to play in 90 in both games, does it?
I'm not saying play Saka every game. Yes, go get somebody to cover Saka.
So who would you rather come in? Nelson or Madueke? Have to be
Madueke. We could probably find someone in the Premier League right now, but they would probably cost a little bit more. Like Eze. If you want to go get somebody that formerly played for PSV, you can go get Bakayoko who played for PSV. If you want another winger that I could throw to you, or somebody that can improve our team at this moment in time, I'm kind of blanking, but there's been a lot of players. There's been the guy that played for Netherlands, who's also a winger. He just recently went somewhere else. There's been so many players we've been speaking to throughout this window that could join Arsenal. We don't have to say, Chelsea want to sell a player, get excited and say Madueke to Arsenal. I think Coleman also, Kingsley Coleman, we've been talking about. We've been speaking about Sane. I think there's players that can improve us. Definitely, we can get a cover for Saka. But why do we have to say Chelsea's selling a player for cheap? Oh, blinkers, let's go get him. He doesn't improve us. He just adds to our problems down the line. He's 22 years old. He has potential, but there's no guarantee that he reaches his potential. If we're going to sign a potential player, sign a potential striker like Victor Gyökeres.
Do you have faith in Arteta?
I do, but I don't have faith in Madueke.
So this is what I'm trying to say. But he must know what he can do with him. If he wants him, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think he wants him. I think it's 2 + 2 = 4. They're just trying to add random things to make it work.
By the way,
2 + 2 + 4 does work.
I know, but I'm saying they're adding 2 and 2 and getting 4 off the. Sorry,
I get what you mean.
You know the reference.
I hear you as well. I hear you, Agal. If you don't want him, that's fair. Everyone's allowed their opinions on who
but
they
how
want.
many times do we hear news articles that are not accurate?
But for me, the striker's the main position that we need to get a big player in. So if we get a big player in that position, then we can't get a guy that's going to be levels with Saka because you ain't getting him for under. You ain't getting whoever that is not going to be £30 million unless you find a gem somewhere and you think Madueke is someone that actually does have the ability to level up. He's 22.
Who's to say we don't have a Saka replacement in the team already?
If you want to call Wanyeri the Saka replacement,
Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah,
but that's if he can stay fit. That's another hypothetical scenario.
Exactly. Listen,
I
feel like Igal was shut on Madueke so much last season that he hopes it doesn't come through.
I said Chelsea signed a problem. They signed him. They had so many wingers. They didn't need him. They should have signed somebody with more quality in other positions instead of getting Madueke, who's just more of the same.
We're talking
about got Brennan Johnson if you fancy him.
This super chat here, we'll go for this super chat because of interest of time. It says Igal is right here. Arsenal needs players that can take Saka out, and then the drop off won't be much. Madueke, do me a favor. P. Scotty says Rooney didn't last due to lifestyle and body shape. I'd rather get Adingra from Brighton. Yeah, that ain't happening. They've spent a lot of money.
I'm not a fan of that either.
As a gunner, sorry, I'd take Madueke. So we got 1-1 on the super chats there. Haaland and Oscar Bobb have had a good connection in pre-season, and the Premier League has never been this open after they sold Alvarez. Of course, Oscar Bobb get well soon after suffering a fractured leg. He's going to be out until the new year, and it's probably going to make City go into the transfer market now. That's
scary, man. I feel bad for the kid, man.
Yeah, €100 million bidding coming, by the way.
Breaking your leg as a player, man. That can,
for who?
I'm not. I don't. I think they're going to bid from someone from Germany, big money. Someone from Dortmund, maybe Adeyemi. He's maybe Lincoln. I don't know. I think City will break the bank. They have to now. They've got no.
I agree. They shouldn't break the bank.
They spent their money on Adeyemi. I would question any decision making.
No, there's a lot of potential. There's a €100 million release clause, isn't there?